Hey there. Welcome to Discover the Divine You. My name is Kimberly Nicole. Right now I'm on a journey to figure out who the real Kimberly Nicole is, who I was divinely created to be. So I created this podcast in hopes others could benefit from what I'm learning and the different ways I'm connecting with a higher power. I created this space for honest conversations about healing, creativity, spiritual growth, and learning to reconnect with myself while living presently in my life. I'm a mom of 3. I have a job. I'm in 12-step recovery. Real life happens every day. So this is a space of no pressure, no expectations, no perfection, just progress. A journey towards finding peace, clarity, and connection to something bigger than ourselves, going from chaos to calm. So here we go. I'm so glad you're here to take this journey with me. Let's get creative. Episode 36.5. Just give up already. Okay, before I start this next video, I just want to give a little disclaimer, background, whatever, about the fact that I have been MIA for like weeks now, and some of it will get described in this video. Some of the videos I'm posting didn't get posted fully, and some of them aren't even in order, and I apologize for that. But I also had no control over it because my technology was being an a-hole, and my computer crashed, and all my other phones and iPads and whatever else I use to communicate with everyone was going AWOL, and so I wasn't able to be where I wanted to be. But instead of worrying about what needs to go where, when, and everything needing to be perfect and in order, I'm just going to post things and pray that they get to who they need to get to, and that those people hear the messages they need to hear from their higher power. And that's all I can do, right? This podcast is about no perfection, just progress. And the fact that I'm showing up imperfectly is progress for me. And the fact that the last 2 weeks have been some of the hardest mental weeks of my life, and I couldn't even talk about it and share it with you, was so frustrating. So with that, I will start whatever video this is, and I hope it helps. Okay, it's time for some super vulnerability today. My name is Kimberly Nicole, and this is the Discover the Divine You podcast. And real life has been happening, whether I like it or not, and I'm not even focusing on the 90 and 90 today or anything that has to do with any kind of goal or expectation. I'm like really and seriously, truly just gonna be very open and honest with myself. And you know, the last videos that you guys saw were amazing and fabulous, and I was on a high, and I was feeling like nothing could destroy that joy. But this too shall pass, and that's true for good things and hard things. And I recorded 4 videos. I actually started recording all of last week's videos, and every time I went to post one or edit one, my computer decided not to work. I had stuff to do for customers. Wasn't happening because my computer decided it hated me. And there was a lot of other really emotional stuff that went down. And I just lost my life focus. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going, what everything was for. Like, I was doing so well, celebrating, goals that I had reached, and doing 30 podcasts in 30 days, and working on my program to help my coaching clients, and I was going to be all ready to go, and I had a jewelry client I was working on stuff for, and I was going to be ready when school started, so homeschool stuff was getting like organized, and I was feeling really good. And then I'm on this, path where I'm just waking up, doing the next right thing, doing the next right thing. And when my computer stopped working, and then I couldn't use the tools I needed to design the necklace I was using, and then the computer's also connected to my podcast and all my videos for the podcast and all of the recordings and audio and the program files, everything was on there. And I started feeling worthless. Like, what good am I? What can I even do? And the funny part is, I had all of my hopes and dreams, stuck in this mechanical box, and I realized I was making this computer my higher power, right? It had all the power. It had all of my power. And I had to go back to basics, like writing things down and recording things on my phone. And I still haven't been able to post anything because everything's tiny on my phone and it makes me crazy to edit on there. And I don't know if anybody's even watching or listening to my podcast, so probably nobody's even noticing that this is going on. But in my brain, I'm letting everybody down, And I have spent the last week cleaning my house and doing my laundry and making sure the dishes are done and taking care of my family and celebrating my daughter's birthday and going to the grocery store and actually cooking dinner, like healthy dinners, and, doing things that I really love. And, I'm all about higher power connection. That's what this is all about for me. And when my computer stopped working and I couldn't do the things that I was working at accomplishing, or I couldn't work towards those accomplishments, it felt like my higher power connection just turned off. And I know that's not true, because I know God's there no matter what I'm going through. But it just felt like the darkness was closing in on me. Like, maybe it was my disease getting bigger. Maybe it was the adversary coming at me. Maybe it was just my own dark places. I don't know. Like, whatever you want to call it, it didn't feel good. I don't like it. And I ate compulsively on Saturday, and I stayed up late every night this week and barely slept. And I noticed old habits, old trauma responses, old defaults, old or like my personality traits getting wrong sized, like oversized, like fear of the future and catastrophizing and all this stuff. I felt all those old defaults kick in, and it was really scary. It really scared me. I haven't been in that place in a really long time. But I'm grateful for the reminder of how far I've come, because the old me would have been like, F God, he's so rude. Why would he ever do this to me? He's the worst. But me, I don't have that kind of higher power today. Today, my higher power loves me, and he's out there kicking ass for me, and he is preparing the way for whatever is coming. I don't know what that is. I don't know how it looks. And I can't prepare for it on my own. I know that this is God preparing me for something. And the truth of the matter is that my higher power is here whether or not I can hear him or not, and loves me whether I can post a podcast or make a necklace or meet with a client. God still loves me, and the only person disappointed in me is me. right now. And I'm my own worst enemy. And I've heard that so many times, but I've not experienced it with such clarity before, like knowingly being my worst enemy. And like when I wanted to go to a specific drive-through and order a meal for two and eat the whole thing, and my mind was like, yeah, you totally deserve this. Like, you've worked hard and you feel really uncomfortable, and like stuff in my marriage is weird and I feel really lonely. I know I'm talking to myself in this camera. I don't know if anyone out there is even listening, but this is kind of like love letters to my higher power, like showing him how much he's taught me and how much I'm learning, and hoping that, you know, this will help someone else. And my foot is stuck. Oh, falling asleep. Okay, I'm back. And I've missed it. And I don't even know how many days I've missed. Honestly, I had to stop looking because it just made me feel worse and worse, knowing that I got that far behind in my 90 and 90. And I was really, really wanting to do that fully and completely. And guess what? Pausing for a week or however many days it was, it's not going to kill me. Nobody died. But I don't know, maybe a version of me has, I'm like shedding that skin. Parts of my armor are falling away and it's really uncomfortable and I don't like it. But I will tell you this, that I am an effing warrior. And I am not going to quit on myself, my family, my higher power, whatever mission God wants for me. And Satan and evil and darkness and my disease and addiction can come for me, but they're not going to win. And I can cry about it and I can be mad about it and I can get angry, but I'm not going to quit. I've done that before and I'm not going to do that again. I love myself too much today to quit. And I know today that it doesn't matter what my body looks like, what my hair looks like, what my voice sounds like, what my bank account looks like, what my marriage looks like. What matters is that I trust in my higher power. I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna keep showing up for myself. I've been going to my meetings. I'm writing in my journal. I am reading my scriptures. I am focusing on prayer and meditation. I'm journaling. I'm not hearing higher power the same, but I'm seeing higher power in all the ways. My daughter just had a birthday. I was able to be so present and loving to her, and I'm just amazed at the beautiful things that she creates and the person that she is, in spite of all the things I'm sure I've put her through in my addictions. And she's just amazing, and I want to be her when I grow up. I mean, she is amazing. She is smart and funny and compassionate and kind and creative. I mean, she's amazing. And the best thing about her birthday is that she said it was the best day ever. And that was the day I felt the worst, but she felt so loved. Even though I was having a hard day, I didn't make it about me. I didn't sit there and cry about it. I mean, I did cry, but I wasn't playing the pity party, having a pity party for myself, or, you know, woe is me. Like, I was quiet. I'd cry when I needed to cry, laugh when I felt like laughing, scream into my pillow when I needed to. Like, I felt all the feelings that are coming up. And I realized something this morning, that I'm the mama now, right? Something I've known for a long time, that like I have to parent myself and give my little Kimberlys what they never got that they needed, okay? And I am a parent now, so I realize like sometimes I make rules to keep my kids safe and they push back and they don't like those rules and it annoys them. Like, we don't do sleepovers. My kids hate that. They get really mad at me and they beg and beg and beg and beg for me to change my mind. But I'm not gonna, because I want to keep them safe. And so it dawned on me this morning that now that I'm parenting myself, I'm the mama now. Sometimes the little me's are gonna say, F you, mom. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. This is fast and easy and I don't have to feel. But I'm the mom now, and I'm gonna say, but this is because I love you. So we're gonna go to meetings. We're gonna write in our journals. We're gonna read. We're gonna pray. We're gonna be sponsors. We're gonna spend time with our babies, and we're not gonna turn away from the world and isolate. We are going to get involved whether we want to or not, because it's what we need. And that's not to say I don't need quiet sometimes and I can't be by myself, because that's really important for me. But sometimes I'm going to have to do things that aren't comfortable, that don't feel good. And right now I can feel layers being removed and they're so uncomfortable. But I'm not afraid. I mean, I am a little bit, because I don't like the way I feel. But I'm more afraid of keeping these at this point. They're hurting me too much. I'd much rather be in pain for a little bit, let God remove those layers. And I'm sure it's like doing surgery, you know? It's going to be uncomfortable, but after you heal from the surgery, it's going to be great. You're not going to have any more pain, at least regarding that. And so that's where I am today. I'm still without a computer. I don't know when you're gonna see this video or any of the other videos that I've recorded over the past few days, weeks, whatever. I don't know when I'll be able to get a new computer. I know it sounds like something so small, but like it is a lifeline for me in a lot of ways. And so I'm trying to just get back to analog and do things according to my higher power's will right now, and realize what's truly honestly important to me and to my family. And I think this was really good practice. Loving myself, whether I accomplish something or not, because I have a really bad habit of only feeling confident or successful or accomplished or worth anything if I'm accomplishing things. So if I didn't check off a bunch of things on my list, then I'm not a good person, or my worth somehow changes. That's not true. And the recovered version of me knows this. The recovered version of me talks to the other versions of me who still have an old way of thinking, and just reminds them, like, sweet baby girl, you are loved no matter what you say or do. And, you know, when I went to go eat this food compulsively, I didn't hear my higher power. In fact, I almost ate because I was angry I couldn't hear my higher power. But I heard a friend of mine in program who always says, it's okay if you need to eat, baby girl. Just be honest about it. So I ate it confidently. And then I called my sponsor, or text my sponsor, and I said, hey, I just did this, and now this is what I'm going to do to love myself. And I made outreach calls, and I talked with fellows, and I wrote down a lot of things, and I went back to basics. You know, I had stopped doing my reading in the morning. I had, you know, I was doing some reading, but not all of the readings that I used to. And I also stopped doing my nightly inventory. It got tedious and overwhelming to me at one point. So I just was like, I can't do all these things. I can only do this, this, and this. And I really thought that two-way prayer and meditation and journaling was all I needed. But I'm realizing today that like I need to read. I need to read my big book. I need to read my scriptures. I need to read my daily readers from my 12-step programs. I need the experience, strength, and hope of other people. I need to sponsor. I need to get outside of myself. You know, I made that I got that revelation about parenting myself and sometimes wanting to say F you to myself while I was listening to a sponsee. You know, getting outside of myself is so important. Service is so important. And I love myself, whether I truly and honestly feel that love is one totally separate, you know, question. But like, I know that I am loved by my higher power, no matter what. And that is a miracle of this program today. And it's a miracle that I didn't just fall apart and hide in my room and ruin my child's birthday. It is a miracle that I showed up to program meetings and showed up for my sponsees and told the truth. Because the diseased way of thinking wants me to do the exact opposite. And I just looked that diseased way of thinking right in the eye and said, go back to hell where you came from, mother effer, because you are not going to win today. Oh, got a fuzz. You are not going to win today. I am one of God's warriors, and I am going to beat you. And I know there's going to be more battles. I know there's going to be more opposition. I know that the fact that I need a new water heater and a new computer and school starting and business stuff is happening and my recovery is, you know, wibbly wobbly. But I also know that I found out part of the reason. I also know that no matter what happens, I'm going to be honest and keep showing up. And there is a miracle just around the corner. You know, my heavenly sponsor used to say, don't stop coming before the miracle happens. And then my next sponsor said, don't stop coming after either. And I've seen so many miracles in this program and all my programs. And I'm grateful today that I'm able to be vulnerable, and I don't love it. I definitely don't like the way I'm feeling inside. It feels like I just want to unzip this layer and like remove it because the one inside is like, come on, I'm ready to get out. So I just have to let higher power remove this layer of armor so that I can breathe again and I can feel more like me again. And it's kind of scary because I've never met that version of me before. I'm getting closer and closer to the divine version, and it's a little overwhelming, you know? Like meeting a kid you put up for adoption for the first time. I don't know, it just feels like someone you are fully connected with but don't really know, but know fully. It's complicated. Yeah, I don't really have any advice today, but what I've learned and what I know I need to do is keep showing up for me and doing what's most loving for myself. And today that means eating three meals a day, sending my food to my sponsor, and going to meetings and talking to sponsees, and reading and writing, and spending time with my kids, and just being fully present. And whenever you see this video, I hope that it helps. I hope that you do something kind for you. I'm going to do something kind for me. I'm going to go cut my hair. And yeah, I'm going to do it myself. And that's fine. I'm not mad about that. I'm grateful that I have the ability to do it, and I can do some self-care, and then I'm gonna go swim with my kids and just live my best life. And when I can get a computer, I'll get a computer, and I'll see you again. So until next time. Hey, thanks so much for being here today. You're my favorite. I'm so glad you came. I know life is busy, so I really do appreciate the time you're taking to do some self-care and hang out with me for a little bit. If something that we talked about today resonated with you and you want to dig a little deeper, I put together a 5-minute creative reset guide called Chaos to Calm that you can access in the show's description. And I would be so grateful if you'd subscribe and share this podcast with someone out there that you think could benefit from what we're creating here together. Also, remember, I am just sharing my experience, strength, and hope as I understand it here. So if bigger emotions come up, please take care of yourself and reach out to a licensed professional or someone that you trust for support. You are not alone in this. So until we create together again, please be kind to yourself and do something creative because you deserve it.